frankly, for the Joe Biden campaign, these numbers are an absolute disaster. The smallest lead is in Arizona for Donald Trump. He's up 6. Look at this, 9 in Georgia, 13 in Nevada. My goodness gracious, my God.
I just love that. My goodness gracious, my God, the humanity. 13 points in Nevada.
Someone catch him as
Wanna
he
go to
faints.
The most humblest of scribes, Emma Jo Morris, is here. Emma Jo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome back.
My goodness, my God, my gracious goodness, it's amazing. What are you to do with these polls, Emma Jo? No, there's polls and whatever, but they're good for Trump. What are you doing with them?
I just want to say it's so funny, like these liberals, like there's no atheist in a foxhole. You ever heard that expression?
Sure.
This is their foxhole, and they're like, "Oh my God!" Like saying prayers. Like,
that's great. That's
what
great.
do I
Yeah, they
make of it?
get down and
makes-
start begging to their Lord and Savior for things to change.
Exactly. They're all of a sudden accepting Christ now that the polls aren't looking good. Well, what do I make of it? I mean, it feels like the most mundane thing to me because this is so obvious. I mean,
it's so funny though,
we've been all living in this country over the last few years and watching the news every day, and I'm supposed to say, wow, what a shocking thing. Trump is trouncing Biden.
It's a bit surreal. I didn't think he would run again. I'm going back to whenever, I guess it was like a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
I thought he was out. I thought that so it still has a surrealness to me. I just think of how hated he was.
Yeah.
Anyone else would have gone into the sunset and just called it a life.
Yeah.
And I don't wonder if that ever crossed his mind. As a thing that he would do.
No, he's been at Mar-a-Lago stewing. But that's why we love him. That's why we love him, because this guy just doesn't stop fighting. He does not stop fighting. He does not give you the last word. He gets the last word. And that was why, I mean, at least to me, he appealed to me in 2016 and 2020, because he doesn't just step aside and allow himself to get mowed down and whatever he's representing to get mowed down, So this is the exact reason why I think a lot of people love him. And that's his personality. That's who he is. I actually didn't think he would go away into the sunset. I didn't think he was going to let it go. Not like one term. Come on. He knew he had another term in him. I think that, I could see why you thought that, but I feel like this was inevitable.
That's right. You retweeted this, so I assume you agree with it. Ryan James Gordusky, he said, for as much as politicos are making it a horse race, polls have barely budged over the last 6 months. Only a black swan event is going to change things. It's only May, but it might as well be September.
Yeah, so that's so funny that you bring that up because, so this will be something that's a scoop just for the intimate circle of the SiriusXM Breitbart radio audience. But me and Ryan Gordusky are very close friends in real life. And we hang out a lot and we talk a lot. And I find that Ryan is, and to be fair, he's very smart and usually correct. But he is much less giddy and excited about the way politics is going than I ever am at any given moment. So I could walk into a restaurant where we're hanging out and we start talking about politics, and I'm like, oh, this is in the bag, it's a layup. And he'll always stop me and say, no, like this poll came out, and if you look at the crosstabs of that, like he really gets in the weeds on polls. And because he does, or like he'll say like, no, because this, and this district, like, he'll name these obscure districts that aren't winnable. And then he says that costs us the whole election or whatever. So he's very, very in the weeds on his data. He knows it very, very well. And he, because of that, like actually knows what he's talking about. He's not just going off of vibes. And he is much more, let's say, apprehensive to declare that Republicans are going to have some sort of sweeping victory at any given moment when it looks really bad for Democrats. So he posted this, and I called him up, and I said, you wrote the polls will probably stay the same until Election Day unless there's a black swan event, but stay the same where? Like, who wins? And he said, if things stick, Trump. And that like is very odd for him. He does not typically declare the winner of an election, in his own mind, let's say 6 months before, let alone that it's a conservative. Like, I don't know, for some reason he's always like kind of cynical. And right now, like even the biggest cynic is thinking like, Trump's got it for now,
Yeah, my buddy texted me yesterday. He said, start picking your cabinet posts, boys. It's game day. We got this.
Yeah.
And I like it. But don't get cocky. My wife is the other way. I told her yesterday that things are going great in the polls. And she said, they'll steal it. It's just like, it doesn't matter.
That's the other like black-pilled. That's the black-pilled take. But, Trump got a new tagline. Did you hear it over the weekend in New Jersey?
Yeah, it's a great one. Yes,
Big
I like it. I told her that didn't move her. She's like, it doesn't matter how big it is. She's pretty dark on it.
Well, I mean, speaking of which, and I would never, I think one of the reasons why I was hired at Breitbart is that I would never wade into even remotely conspiratorial territory. I'm a very humble scribe. I don't pretend to know things that are impossible to know. But one thing has occurred to me that I'll just throw at you, which is Joe Biden got 81 million votes, right, because the election was 100% legit. He got 81 million votes, right? Where are they?
Mm-hmm.
Why are the polls so tight? Where are the 81 million Biden supporters? Where are they? This is very strange. For a last election that had record turnout for the winner, record. Where are they? Do you know?
Yep.
Do you have an answer to that? Because I don't.
We'll see if they magically turn up in 6 months from now.
Well, I just find it very odd that these polls are so close because we broke a record last election. I don't know if you heard, for Biden.
Yes.
Very strange.
Why is he not 100 points ahead now, you might ask?
Exactly.
I can't wait for him to come out.